All right, so we're going to go over the mandatory gear requirements for this Chianti race. We'll go through what my selections are that I know I'm going to use for sure, and then some of the things that I'm still undecided on. So starting off, we've got the waterproof jacket. We talked about this in a previous episode, so this is super light and compact, so exactly what we need for something like this to save on space, but still be really useful if it's raining the whole time, which it could be. You need a space blanket, emergency space blanket, as well as a whistle. So I've got these both in here. This is just like in worst case scenario and you've got to stay somewhere for a while, can call for help with the whistle, etc. This is kind of standard for all European races. And then you need 2 headlamps and backup batteries for each. So this is kind of a tougher requirement to meet, especially if you're trying to do things light and fast. This is my Petzl Ico Core. This is a headlamp I've been using for most things lately. A couple 100-milers I've done with this one, and it's great. And it just uses these small little rechargeable batteries. They're USB-C, and they last for like 12 hours. I've made it through the night several times in races, so this will be good because for Chianti, it's only going to probably be in the dark for a couple hours at max. So the backup headlamp I have is this little Petzl E-Light, and it uses watch batteries. So that's what I'm going to be using for the headlamp. You have to have some emergency food stores. So just for example, I've got 4 of these Precision 30 gels. I'm not going to bring these with when we travel to Italy. I'll likely get something at the grocery store or something, like a candy bar or, something along the lines of that totals up to the 400 calories or whatever. Bringing extra gels and fluid and mixes and stuff onto the plane through TSA and security is kind of more hassle than it's worth, and easy enough to just pick something up to keep in there at all times. You have to have 1 liter water of carrying capacity. It doesn't say you have to carry a liter on you at all times, you just have to have a liter of capacity. So likely always have 1 filled with water and then a second one just in case if the stretches get long or it's hot. But I don't think that's going to be a concern for Chianti because the weather is usually 40 to 60 degrees and the aid station length is close enough together where I don't think it's going to be a concern. The only other thing that we have to carry with us is I have to bring my phone that has like the live tracking app on it. So besides from that, what are we going to carry all of this in? I'm definitely a belt guy. I don't like vests. I don't like having the water like strapped to my chest and all that weight on my back. I did a 2-hour run in one of my belts with all the equipment in it, and it seemed all right, but I'm still kind of deciding what exactly I'm going to do. So the first option, that's kind of my plan A right now, is this Raid Research 2-liter belt. I've been using this one for a couple years now, and this is really nice. Small business out of Colorado, and it's like I said, 2-liter carrying capacity. It has a huge pouch in the back that you can fit probably 1.5 liters of water or other equipment in the back. And then it has another large pouch in the front with lots of carrying capacity. So if we look at like how this one actually fits, if I put it on, fits real nice. I think what I would do is I would take this waterproof jacket, put it in the back here, take our headlamps here, put those in the back as well back here, and then also the emergency blanket. Okay, all that fits back there pretty easily. There's a little snap back here you can just attach things to. So that's pretty good right there. And then in the front, we can take the one with water in it. We can get that one in there. Our collapsed flask can go in here as well. And then we got plenty of room for these guys. And then the phone is probably gonna go in my half tights pocket. So I think this might be what I go with, but we'll go over the vest too, just for comparison. Okay, so here's the vest option. This is the Tantrum's Crest 6, I think is what they call it. This is a pretty good vest. I wore this for the back end of Saddles 100, and I used it just to carry my jacket and that kind of thing. I still wore the Raid belt for that and kept all my water and everything else in there because I don't like stuff on my back. So we go ahead and load it up. It's got this huge pocket in the top here, so you can kind of very easily just take all of the stuff here, the jacket and the headlamp, and get it into the back there. And so it goes on real easy like this. And I can take these gels and throw them in the big pocket here, and take the water, easily get that guy in there, and then take this backup flask and keep it in there. And then the phone could either go, you know, in this guy or in my half tights pockets. This I will probably end up wearing if the weather forecast looks really tough, or I'm going to need more layers, so that I can keep those layers in the back and still have the ability to carry a lot more gear. But this is definitely going to be my last choice if the weather's nice. So, all right, and then lastly, there's this new belt, the Naked High Capacity, I think is what they call it. The original Naked belt is a 2-liter belt, and it's kind of a classic in the running community. I still use that one a lot, especially when I just want to carry my phone, but there's not a whole lot of structure to it, and it bounces a lot when you start loading it with water. So that's kind of what led me to using the Raid belt. But all that to say, they released this new high capacity belt that is large enough to, you know, fit things like these mandatory gear lists. They added a little bit of structure in the back. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it, but they added like this thicker padding structure in the back that sort of might help with some of those bounce issues in the past. So, okay, so this one definitely is a lot taller, and I'm not really a fan with how this one feels because it goes right up onto my rib cage here. It can be, you know, lowered down a little bit, but not really sure how it's all gonna pan out with this one. But take your water here, get that guy in there, take the flask, goes in there, headlamps easily go in the back, jacket easily goes in the back. Same thing with the emergency blanket, all goes in there. Can take our gels, throw those in here. And so it's definitely maximum inner tube mode on this one. I don't really like the way this one feels, so I don't think I'm gonna wear this one, but I think it might be an option for some people depending on, you know, what you're willing to sacrifice for fit's sake. All right, so that's kind of the lowdown for the Chianti mandatory gear. I'm thinking we're gonna be going with the Raid belt, unless the weather looks bad, and then I might use the vest instead. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Also, quick note, shout out to your boy David, best chef around. Also, I heard your boy Peter is out. Peter. Very disappointing. But David, if you're looking for a new guy, rest assured, the only files you're gonna find me in are those Strava files. So just think about the business opportunity we could be having together. As always, I'm gonna keep enjoying this, but just so you know, I'm ready, David.